All right. I will call the meeting to order. I have 5:32. I'm going to start today's meeting by reading the memo regarding appeals. If you're not satisfied with the decision of the Metropolitan Beer Permit Board regarding your application or your hearing, you may appeal the decision to the Davidson County Chancery or Circuit Court pursuant to the requirements set forth in TCA 57-5-108. The decisions of the Metropolitan Beer Permit Board take effect on a date to be determined by the board. However, you may file an appeal within 60 days of the date of entry of the board's decision. We advise that you seek your own independent legal advice to ensure that your appeal is filed in a timely manner and all procedural requirements have been met. Before we move on to the minutes, I will ask our legal counsel, Mr. Marsh, if he would spend a moment to give us some information regarding today's meeting and our ability to do so via this form.
Yes, Mr. Chair, pursuant to, I believe, Governor's Order 16 originally and as currently enacted under Governor's Executive Order 51, I will just ask for a motion for the board that this is essential business of the board, that the board chooses to conduct this meeting in an electronic or WebEx format, and that the board waives all board rules that would prohibit holding the meeting in this format.
Thank you. I'll entertain the motion.
So moved, Will Conway.
Second, Joe Perlin.
Thank you, gentlemen. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 We have Ms. Paul. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if we could go ahead and call roll as well.
Just about to do that.
After
I call that,
you sound just a little muffled as well.
All right. Well, is that a little better?
Yeah, that's better.
All right. Good. Apparently, my microphone on my laptop is not that great. So the motion to approve today's meeting in this form has been seconded. I will call roll and I'll either answer as yay or nay. Mr. Conway?
Here.
Yay or nay?
Yay.
Mr. Berlin?
Yay.
Ms. Jarman?
Yay.
Ms. Fox?
Yay.
Ms. Billings?
Yay.
Ms. Spalding?
Yay.
Have 6 yays. Anyone wishing to change votes? We're missing one. Hearing none, motion passes. Following applications appear to be in order for final. I'm sorry, one moment. I'll entertain a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes.
So move.
Second.
Mr. President.
A motion and a second. Any discussion, edits, amendments? Hearing none, I'll entertain or I'll hear your response in the form of yay or nay. Mr. Conway?
Yay.
Mr. Perlin?
Yay.
Ms. Jarman?
Yay.
Ms. Fox?
Yay.
Ms. Bellamy?
Yay.
Ms. Spalding?
Yay.
6 yays, no nays, motion passes. The following applications appear to be in order for approval based on staff recommendations. Number 3 on today's agenda, NCL Nashville LLC, St. L. Number 4, G Catering. Number 5, Haskins and Company, G Catering, that's the caterer permit. Number 9, Rebecca James, Henry James, that's a caterer permit. Those appear to be in order to be granted. I'll entertain a motion to do so.
Chris Bellamy, so move.
Second.
And the motion is second. I'll call roll and please give me your vote in the form of a yay or nay. Mr. Conway?
Yay.
Mr. Perlin?
Yay.
Ms. Jarman?
Yay.
Ms. Fox?
Yay.
Ms. Bellamy?
Yay.
Ms. Spalding?
Yay.
6 yays, No nays. Anyone wishing to change the vote? Hearing none, motion passes. Those applications are granted. Most likely, they will be emailed out to those applicants or now permit holders by staff. Following applications appear to be in order to be indefinitely deferred due to missing documents. If you're on this call and you're one of these, just understand that once you submit the necessary and required documents, staff has the authority to issue a temp permit prior to our next meeting for final approval. But that is up to staff determination to do so. But staff recommendation is an indefinite deferral. Number 6, 3700 Buena Vista Market, 3700 Buena Vista Market. Number 7, Cox Oil Company, Inc., Little General, number 72. Number 8, Rose Pepper Cantina, LLC, Rose Pepper Cantina. Number 10, Moody Restaurant Services, Incorporated, Craftsman on the Hill. Number 11, Peachtree Drive-In, Peachtree Drive-In. Number 12,Aju LLC, DBA Basement, The Basement. Number 13, Total Healthcare LLC, DBA Twisted Foods, Twisted Foods. Number 14, The Budge LLC, Republic. Number 15, Daddy's Dogs Catering LLC, Daddy's Dogs Catering. Number 16, Gars Bevco LLC, Gars Bevco. That's a manufacturer permit. Number 17, Taqueria El Malone. Number 3, Taqueria El Malone. Staff recommendation is for indefinite deferral of those as I just read. I'll entertain a motion for indefinite deferral.
So moved. Chris Bellamy.
Second, Will Conway.
Thank you, gentlemen. I have a motion. I have a second. Any discussion? I'll now do a roll call, and I'll entertain a yay or a nay as to whether you're in favor or not of an indefinite deferral. Mr. Conway,
Yay.
Mr. Perlin,
Yay.
Ms. Jarman,
Yay.
Ms. Fox,
Yay.
Mr. Bellamy,
Yay.
Ms. Spalding.
Yay.
I have 6 yeas, no nays. Anyone wish to change the vote? Hearing none, motion passes. Those applications will be deferred indefinitely. Again, it is upon the applicant's, it's the applicant's responsibility to come back to the beer board to get back on the agenda. And again, once you submit the necessary required documents, staff has the authority to issue temp permits prior to our next meeting. That's today's agenda regarding permit holders or potential permit holders. And are there anything discussion or administrative matters? Mr. Director, before I turn it over to you momentarily, our current emergency order for delivery and curbside expires on July 31st, which is a week from Friday, I believe. It's my understanding that we need to call an emergency meeting, and I would shoot for next Wednesday at noon. I don't think it will take much more than about 5 minutes, and we should have the legislation or our order already drafted. I would suggest next Wednesday at noon, if that still works for the board.
I'm good.
The suggestion.
Yeah, that works for me. Thank you. This is Bailey Spalding.
This is Joe. I'm good.
Then let me ask this. Is there anyone in opposition to next Wednesday at noon? Make it easier that way. And that date is the 29th.
That works for me. Ms. Fox.
Right
This
there.
is Joe. It's good for me.
All right, so let me do this, just to make it a formality. Can we have a motion to call the emergency meeting at noon on next Wednesday to discuss extension of the emergency order for delivery and curbside?
So moved. Chris Bellamy.
Second, Will Conway.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'll call roll, and if you would, give me a yay or nay, in favor or not. Mr. Conway,
Yay.
Mr. Ferlin,
Yay.
Ms. Jarman,
Yay.
Ms. Fox,
Yay.
Mr. Bellamy,
Yay.
Ms. Spalding.
Yay.
That's 6 yeas, no nays. Anyone wants to change the vote? Hearing none, motion passes. We will reconvene next Wednesday for the emergency meeting. Next Wednesday at noon. We can do that on a call-in. Director, would it be okay to set that up as a call-in meeting?
Yes, I'll be happy to do that.
All right, then I'll turn it over to you momentarily for your report.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have just a few things to update everyone on. As far as revenue goes, we've brought in just shy of $700 in privilege tax payments for this month. And I've actually put together a list of about 50 or so individuals that have yet to pay their privilege tax from last year. So I'm sending out those emails and making phone calls this week and next to get those in. I've already got made contact with a few people, and they're working quickly to get that $100 turned in. And then this month so far for application fees, we have $3,750 for that. Just to give you a comparison, this time last year we had about $10,000 for the entire month of July that came in. So obviously the pandemic is still causing havoc here with our revenue, but I think we're still hanging in there. And then we also have about $2,000 that we've received in civil penalties, and we have I believe another $2,000 to $4,000 that will be coming in the next couple of days that we're expected to have turned in as well. So we are starting to see those civil penalty payments made this month now. So I'll keep you all updated as far as that goes. But we do have the emergency meeting for next week, and we have also been asked by Metro Legal to review some new language for our rules that basically states that we support the health department. And I can let Justin discuss this further, but just basically that we support the health department and enforcing their ordinances and rules as well, and basically doing our part to make sure that we help support their effort. But if Justin wants to make a comment about that, I'm happy to turn that over to him.
Sorry, this is Justin Marsh from Metro Department of Law. Legal is looking at how to best do this for the beer board. Maybe it is in discussion for how we would approach the emergency regulation. Legal does think this is already implicit in the beer board code, in that 7.04.150 recognizes that businesses need to operate with public health and safety in mind. But we are looking at ways for the beer board just to acknowledge that the health department is acting in the interest of public health and safety. That might have been a little unclear. Sorry. That the beer board supports the health department's efforts in terms of public health, in terms of supporting public health and safety. That's it for Metro Legal.
Thank you, Justin. And that was a much clearer explanation than what I could provide. But then I also want to update the board and let them know that it looks like the audit is winding down. I believe the auditor's last day in our office will be this coming Monday. So hopefully I'll have more information to provide to you all as time progresses. But that is an update on where we stand right now, and I will yield the remainder of my time back to the chairman.
Thank you, Director. Clarification, so we don't need to do anything today on that statement.
No.
And a legal or a statement or any draft of our rules is something that you'll work on and we'll discuss at a future date.
Right, we're going to include that. We're expecting to include that with the emergency rulemaking next or emergency meeting next week, and
Okay.
It's pretty cut and dry. But I'll provide that to you all ahead of time so that you all are comfortable with the language.
Yeah, this is Justin Marsh from Metro Legal, Mr. Chair. We would be just presenting that to the board, and the board would be able to discuss and determine if they would like to vote on that.
Okay. Very well. Are we under any kind of time frame for that? Generally, we'll introduce a change to any of our rules or regs at one meeting, have some discussion, and then revisit at an ensuing meeting for an actual vote. Is that, are we planning on doing it that way, Mr. Director or Mr. Marsh? Or do we think we're going to get this and need to address it at next week's emergency meeting?
I would say that really that's up to the board, but I've discussed some of the language with Mr. Marsh, and it's really it's no different really than what we already have in our ordinances. Like you said, it's a little more direct and stating that the board supports the actions of the health department and the health and safety of the Metro public.
Okay. All right. Then we can address that next week at the appropriate time. So good?
That works.
Does anyone else have any matters for discussion?
Just a question. When we meet Wednesday, the emergency meeting, how far are we looking at and how many out for us to give to these people? A month? We're going to extend it a month, a year? Do we know already?
We are working actually on making it permanent. So really the way I see it is that we just need to push it a little bit further as a stopgap until we can get something before the Metro Council to make it permanent.
So we have to go in front of the council.
Yeah. We there's been some discussion back and forth about whether or not we need to go before council, but we feel more comfortable if we have it in the form of an ordinance.
Sounds good to me.
That gives it more teeth.
Sounds good to me.
I'm sure everyone here is very familiar with the council process, and it would take 3 readings just to change a Metro ordinance or to edit or amend Metro code. And its soonest is probably somewhere around 9 days. I might suggest, and again, it's up for discussion. We can discuss it next week and amend if we need to, but let's look out 90 days for this. Because who knows where we're going to be in 30, 60 days, even 90 days with the current pandemic. But if we go out that far, that could give us plenty of time to address any councilmanic or ordinance concerns that we may have. And language, so we can draft a final language regarding that.
Right.
All right. So we'll draft that, have that ready for next meeting, and we can discuss that on Wednesday. Does anyone else have any comments?
Sounds good to me.
Then if not, I've got one statement to make. everyone earlier this week. Ben sent out an email that was sent to the entire board from Mr. Reuben Sanderson. And regarding that email, that June 8th email from Mr. Sanderson, sharing his thoughts and his concerns about recent public comments made by a board member. I'd like to publicly address that today. As the chair, it's my role and responsibility to ensure that the board operates in a fair and open manner with regard to all current or potential permit holders, any matter to address, and any and all cases that we're here to adjudicate. Every member of this board is entitled to his or her own opinion regarding any matter we discuss and or decide, but in my opinion, it's inappropriate to make any public comment regarding a matter we are considering and for which we have yet to make a final determination. I would ask and advise all board members to keep in mind that we are a quasi-judicial board and that any discussions we have about an ongoing matter be made only in this forum and nowhere else. This is your role and responsibility as a board member to understand that our publicly held meetings are the only appropriate forum for the discussion of these matters. That's my comment regarding that. I'm open for discussion. I'm open for adjournment. Very good. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Thank you very much, everyone. See you next Wednesday.
Be safe.
See ya.
Thank you.